You already know. Good people, good people. You now tuned in. OG Sonny Blocko, I got a story to tell you, heard? Hey, you listen. Today gonna be epic. That's a fact. Today gonna be epic. And I'm not saying it's gonna be epic because this is my G right here. Hold on, somebody turn your joint down. You got a little mini echo real quick. Because this is my G right here. Hit your mic real quick. Hit your mic real quick. Yeah, so this gonna be epic. And I ain't saying this gonna be epic.
Yo.
I ain't saying this gonna be epic because this my G right here. This gonna be epic because of who son is. If I got a mean echo, Benzo, let me know if I got a mean echo. This gonna be epic because of who son is. If I got a mean echo, Benzo, let me know if I got a mean echo. If I got a mean echo, so let me know if I got a mean echo. Hey, yo, Stone, you got something on, bro. You got to turn something off.
I ain't got nothing on.
All right, hold on. You got something on, bro. You got to turn something off. I ain't got nothing on. All right, hold on. You got something on, bro. You got to turn something off. Hold on, yo, hold on. We got to get this right. Hold on. Sound like a mean echo. Benzo, Smitty Brim, I got a mean echo. Right, hold on. Sound like a mean echo. Benzo, Smitty Brim, I got a mean echo. Right, hold on. Sound like a mean echo. Benzo, Smitty Brim, I got a mean echo. Right, hold on. Sound like a mean echo. Benzo, Smitty Brim, I got a mean echo. Right, hold on. Sound like a mean echo. Benzo, Smitty Brim, I got a mean echo. It's a mean echo. You can hear me. All right, boom. Whatever you did, whatever happens is right. I don't hear the echo no more. We good money. All right, Benzo, we good money? We good money. Somebody talk to me. We good money right now? All right, now. Yeah, something you got going on in the back, Stone, because as soon as you put your joint on mute, it went dead.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Something you got going on in the back, Stone, because as soon as you put your joint on mute, it went dead.
Yeah, you hear me
something
now?
you got going on in the back. It's back. Hit the mute again. On mute. You got another phone going or something? Nah. Yeah, pop back up. We go pop you back up, see what's going on. Hold on. Pull my G back up. My G got a mean neck up. But we could get this right, people. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. Just because that's my son right there. I ain't saying that. That's my big homie right there. We just saying it's gonna be epic because of who the G is and how he got it in and all that. Wait for the G to pull back up. Hit that link. Hit that link, Stone. And I'll pull you back up. See if we get you right. Good people. Thank you for pulling up. Ming. Yeah, Ming, you caught the first. You caught alive and all that. Good shit, Ming. That's a fact. Big Cat, salute. Cuba, salute. Benzo, you already know. Salute. Smitty Brim, you already. Salute. Yeah, he get the TV or something is on. Check your TV and all that before you come back in the building, Stone. Word. What's goody, though? What's goody? What's goody? Appreciate you rocking out with your boy and all that. Understand me? Let me light up real quick. If you got it rolled up, light up. If you got it rolled up, light up. If you ain't got it rolled up, something wrong with you. Roll up, block go out. Supposed to roll up. You know me. Try to burn it down as often as I can, you heard? Wait for my G, Stone to pull back up. Right. Queen's legend. Now my dogs is bugging, hold on. Yeah, wait for the Queen's legend to pull back up as soon as you get his shit right. Hey, yo, just come back in the link and hit the little link joint. Come back in the stream yard and hit the link joint. I got you. Nate the Great, shout it out. What's goody, homie? Word. All the good people just popping out. Word. See what's good with the homie. See what's good with the homie. Word. But yo, Labor Day weekend and all that. Everybody off tomorrow. Word. We living it up today. Doing a little taste testing today and all that. Little smoking it. I ain't drinking nothing today. Strictly water. I'm on my greenie be though heavy. Yeah, today we gonna get into that history though. If y'all don't know what A.B.S.V A.B.S.V stand for. That's the almighty Bloodstone villain. You heard? It's a set. You understand me? One of the original sets out the UBN and all that. And my son right here, that's one of the first 31s. Matter of fact, forget the first 31s. He won the first 15. You heard? That's a fact. Y'all heard about Stackstone and all that. The G was right there. So yo, let me see what my son sounded like right now. Let's see what you sounded like. Say something real quick, homie.
Yo, what's rocking with you, man?
Aye, yeah, now we in the building,
Rocking with
no
you, man.
echoes and all. Okay, so let's get the show started. Good
Yeah.
people, you now tuned in. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell. You heard? We got the big V's in the building and all of that. Yeah, I know I usually don't do this, but y'all know who I be. Ain't never been no secret. I hold that red flag proudly. It ain't never been no secret. I'm a stone proudly. You understand me? But yo, so you might see me a little bit out of the character that you used to. But please believe it's all the same dude, because this home team right here. Let me introduce my G. It's my G, main eye Stone. You heard? Queen's legend. You heard? Stone legend. B.S.M legend. Introduce yourself, homie.
What's rocking? You know what I mean? I Stone, Bloodstone villain, original representative. You know what I mean? If not,
That's a fact.
one of the 15, I could
One
say.
of the 15.
One
Nah,
of-
and you see how, hold on. Shit got me choked up and all that. But you see how modest my son is? That's
yeah.
my son's style. He modest, but he won the first 15. You don't hear that. Forget the first 31. They was strong. He won the first 15. But yo, right now we about to get into our Stone. So we go back up. You know how Blanco like to do. Blanco don't like to just jump in. Blanco like to go back a little bit, get some of the history, then we go pull it forward. So right now, tell the people where you from, my G.
You know, I'm from Farmers, 109, Queens. You know what I mean?
Shout it out, Queen. Shout it out.
You know, I rep that borough very thorough. You know what I mean? North side Queens of things.
Mm-hmm. All
Now, I
right,
mean,
so let's talk
Father,
about.
huh?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
You know, I still got that Harlem in me. Cause my father from 145th and St. Nick. You know what I
Hold that,
mean?
hold that right there. We go get into that, but before we get into, matter of fact, since you open the can of worms, let's let the people know who Pop Dukes is, yo.
My dad used to run that little hill up there on St. Nick. You know what I mean?
Talk about
Yeah.
that hill on St. Nick. All your uptown niggas know what he talking
You
about. Let's get into it.
know what I mean? That's back in the 80 cocaine days. You know what I mean? Willie Burger days. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I have to call myself Win. But
Word, word.
that's on that little history right there.
Hey yo, but before we get on real quick, let me talk to my peoples real quick. Hey yo, to the chat, to the chat. I see the chats and all that, but I'm kind of gonna be focusing on this interview. Then I'm gonna get back and look at the chat. So y'all just do y'all and keep being y'all. Anything sound freaky? If I got my mods in the building, shoot that down. Anything freaky, word. But I ain't really paying attention to the chat right now. We gonna give you the interview. I Stone back to you. So let's talk about Queens. Let's talk about what's the years we talking about. What's the era? The 80s, late
Yeah,
70s. What we talking
it's
about?
like the 80s. I ain't that old and shit. I'm in my early 40s, so I want to say
Word.
late 80s and 90s is when I really start stomping. You know what I mean? That's
I
when I started touching some paper. Back then, money was crazy for a little 14, 15 year old. You seen $1,000, you got more money than your mom's and shit. You doing what you want to do back then. Walking
that's
around
a
with
fact.
walking around with 30 bands because you basically running the block on hollers and shit. You know what I mean?
Word. That's well, hold on. We speedballing. Let's get before that because we don't none of us jump out with the 30 bands. We jump out slow grinding and all of that. So yeah, so let's jump up. Let's talk about the days when you was first jumping off the stoop. And all right, so you already said Monduce, you know what I mean? You some money issues in the family, so that's probably what led you to jump off the stoop.
No,
But
not really. I mean, I had good parents.
all
Like,
right,
you know what I mean? That grew up in the hood. You know what I mean? My mom's was a country lady. That's why I'm in South Carolina now, because this is where she from. She an old country lady.
all right.
You know
So
what I mean?
so what
She had
made
her
you
little
jump off
strict
the
way.
stoop? You just wanted to be with the niggas? What made you jump off the stoop?
My motherfucking father was a gangster, man. I loved him. So I wanted to be like him and better. You know what I
You
mean?
wanted to be like Pop Dukes, word.
Anyway, that nigga was a businessman. I seen him run neighborhoods. You know what I mean? He the reason why I was able to get in Queens, set a little team, go anywhere I want in any borough. You know what I mean? My pops. That was my authority. So I looked at it like my mom said, I'm gonna be dead in jail anyway. It's a blessing to Allah that I could see my 45 years right now. So
I'm doing that. Word. But
yeah,
you're all right, so watch this. So around that time when Pops was the legend and all that, and you watching Pop Dukes and you like, yo, I want to be like Pop Dukes. Besides Pops, Who was the other? What was some of the other names that was ringing bells around it?
All right, you know what I mean? Shit just likes that. You know what I mean? I don't want to spit names. It's
All
just
right,
like
all right,
kind of that
all
era.
right.
You know
But
what
you
I
know,
mean?
some of these names is famous already. So some of these names, yeah, I mean, we could talk about it real quick. We can't probably expound on them, but we could shout some of the names out though.
I'm from Queens, so you know what I mean. My side's like Joe and Benny. That's all I'm gonna say like that. That's my
All
side.
right,
You know what I mean? So everybody know Performers, Hollis Ave. You know what I mean? A little Jamaica Hill, Run DMC, LL Cool J from my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Shit like that. That's where I'm from.
all right, all right. So watch this. All right, so bomb. We back to jumping off the stoop. So now how old we are? We like 11, 12. How old we are?
All right, I first did my bid. I got caught with 100 grams. I was 11 years old. Went to
Oh,
Harlem Valley.
stop right there. Let's get into that. Yeah, I heard this shit. This nigga was 11 years old. Son got caught with a hundred grizzlies. Son
Yeah,
got caught with 100 grizzlies at 100. Let's get into that story, B.
yeah, that shit was some crazy shit right there. About that situation. My pops basically just giving me shit to do a little delivery. My dumb ass see a little bitch, and I try to trick her in the game room in 34th Street. You remember back in them days, that's when you cut through. End up getting caught with the motherfucking police and they trying to get my dicks up. Cutting school with a bitch. I'm like, you got some real bitch waste going on in your situation.
My dog seen, I mean, niggas is in heat. They seen a little female dog walking by, they spazzing, B. But I heard everything, though. But I so bunk. I so the 100 grams. So where we end up at? You too young for Spofford. So what happened with that?
Now they took me to Spofford, you
Say
know what I mean?
word.
Hell yeah. They put me in this little program, I ran away, and that's when they sent me to Harlem Valley.
Hold on, hold on. They put you in Spofford. You was in the program and you ran away from
Hell,
Spofford.
you know, at that age, they put you in a little group home, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
that's
go
what I'm
to my
talking about. The
mom.
group homes. You don't actually hit Spofford.
Hell,
Spofford. You hit the
uh,
group home. Word.
I'm in a group home in Brooklyn and shit. So I sneak off, go to Queens. My mom's turned me in back then. I'm like, God damn.
Mama
So,
Love turned you in. That's definitely a
hell
down
yeah.
south Christian woman. She trying to make sure her son do the right thing.
Yeah, that was the crazy part about that. We go to church and then I go to jail. You know what I mean? Come on. That's the crazy part about that shit. But
So boom, you run away from the group home where you end up at.
I'm locked up for a little 6 months in that little bullshit ass boys program. Then I come home, stay with my pops for a couple of years, and that's when I started realizing shit. My daddy's the plug. I can get money anywhere.
All right, so hold on. So you come back from you run away from the Spofford group home joint. They send you up. You come up out of there. Now you living with Pop Duke. So so boom. I'm imagining. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm imagining around this time when you getting up around Pop Duke's, like you already knew who Pop was. You seen the little something, but he ain't really have it around. Shut up. He ain't really have it around you like that. But now you seeing it for real, like you in the mix. Is this when I Stone really becomes I Stone, like when you jumping into your lane?
I want to say it was like my first bid in '93 when I got locked up. I bumped heads with Amin. That's my big boy. You know what I mean?
Shout
Really,
out, I mean, word.
really. Shit, I could say Cam too. You know what I mean? It's a lot of
Shout
men.
out Cam Stone.
This before we was blood. We was in the four building. So then when I came out from jail from that little stint, that's when I started establishing my little team in the streets. Came like a little boss on my neighborhood, just running things, and we just terrorizing like the mafia. So
All right, so hold on. What year we talking about you in the Ford building running around with Cam and all them? I
this
mean and all that.
this like 9-3. This like 9-3.
It's like the start of the whole Damu thing right here we getting
Yeah,
into, like
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
I ain't come blood back that when that did. I came back when I caught my attempt shooting and shit. That's when I became blood.
All right, hold right there though.
That,
Let's not speedboard on them. Let's back up real quick. All right, so bang, you moved in with Pop Deuce. You seeing a little something, but you said you ain't really established yourself out there yet. You go do your first bid. You running wild with I mean, shout it out to the V. I mean, shout it out Cam Stone. You running wild with the homies and all that. Then you come back to the town. You come back to Queens. So what's going on? What year we at? We like what?
yeah,
We 93,
this
94.
like 9-4 now. This like the heat of
I
that. This when the bodies was dropping back in them days. You know what I mean? You even had it's oh man, I don't even want to speak on that. Like
But I mean, we could touch a little something because that's what the people here for. Like
yeah,
around this time, 94 in Queens, I'm
I'm, I'm,
imagining Supreme's team still running around heavy.
I would just say shit like this, you know what I mean? People, you just use imagination. But it was like, you ain't coming outside, you ain't nobody. And back then, drugs ran in all neighborhoods. And only the top motherfuckers was holding them corners down back then. It was like some wild shit in New York. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a
Especially in the
fact.
heights. You know, we from Queens, so every time we got to put it up a little harder and a little bit different from the other boroughs. You know how that shit goes, Sonny.
Well, so you this around the time too when you was in the island around time like around 93, a little bit earlier. This is around like say 91, 90 and all that. This is around the time when Queens dudes came through. Like they really had to establish themselves because niggas was still hollering Queens when nigga
Yeah,
Queens
yeah,
niggas
yeah.
came through.
I
Yeah, so
remember
let's get into
motherfucking,
that. Let's get into that. Let's get into the island days, like your first bid on the
yeah,
island.
I
Not
remember,
when you homie, your first
I'm,
bid.
I'm on in two up, but you know what I mean? I had gotten the first fight with this Mexican dude because he said I got swings in my backyard. I said, motherfucker, I do got swings in my backyard. You know what I mean? My mom's come from something. So I'm beating this motherfucker up. And he still wouldn't drop. That's when I was like, man, it's harder for me being for Queens. I got to fight every fucking day.
Yeah, you see you see down here in the chat, you see a dude named Double R. He got the 3 smiley faces. That's because Double R is my Haitian general right there, but Double R from Queens. And he did the right good shit too. So as soon as we was like, yo, Queens, this nigga started wilding. Word. Hold on, where my son at? My son got technical difficulties over there. Yeah, Double R. You remember them days, Double R. You stepped through the island, you was a Queens niggas. Niggas is like, Queens. Queens. R.I.P. Mozzie. R.I.P. Maserati Fox. Like, and the homie said Mozzie stopped a lot of that shit from going on. That's a fact. Oh, there go the homie right there. You popping back up, all right? You back in the building. Give me a minute, yo. Yeah, all y'all Queens do not. Don't get me wrong. I salute Queens. I salute every borough, but yeah, y'all Queens dudes. Yeah, I used to have to hear that shit coming through the island. Word, we right there again though. I Stone coming through the island. You hearing that Queen shit? You fighting with the Mexican and all that because he talking about you got swings in the backyard.
Swings in the fucking backyard. Hell yeah, man. Um, that's when I get a little name. You know what I mean? I start getting a little phone time. And I think I
I
took that.
hope stop right there. That's the stories you want. Like, what's the temperature on the island? Like, what you got to do to get that jacks? Like, to get
Oh,
some jack time,
you
nigga.
gotta
What's
eat
going on to
food.
get some jack time, B?
You gotta eat food. Back then, I had a bubble raiser. Joe Brinks, old school motherfucker, gave me a bubble. I was on my way in. He was on his way out. So I ain't know nothing about putting anything in my ass. So I just know he was an OG from the block. So he saw me come through. He was like, "Yo, man, here, take this and keep this shit in your ass and pull it out when you in need." So I'm like, damn. I'm like 16. I'm like, what the fuck to do? So I boofed the shit like damn, feeling all funny with mayonnaise and shit. Cause we in the bullpens.
All right, so let's keep
So
it G though, I Stone, because we all done been through. No matter what state you in, I seen Rikers for like a little month and all that. I ain't never did no real time on Rikers, but no matter what state you in, no matter where you at, if you a certain caliber dude, you done seen that G war. So now you want a G war. Everybody want to play tough and all that, but when you step in that G war, even if you ain't showing it, like what's that feeling when you stepping onto the island, B?
on the island back then when Blood first started, you had to be a real nigga. You know what I mean? It wasn't even you stepping in or you signing it. The island was, yo, you talking about what the temperature was, man? We talking about fish grease popping. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
That island was, if you wasn't a real nigga, like all these fake bloods now, and I hate to fucking skimmish their name, because they don't know no better. But when I was coming up in this, you either was black with the blacks, or you just stood out. This before bloods. You was 5% or Muslim. And then at the same
All right,
time,
we ain't gonna call the whole name though, because I want to get to a little piece of the story. But on this first bit, this ain't when you meet the homie Rock that we were just talking to backstage. That's on the next bit up north, right?
not Smitty Rock come doing my bid. You know what I mean? I did 10 years. Smitty Rock came like doing, I got like 6, 7, 8. I was on my
All
way
right,
to
so let's
Rock.
back up. Let's get back to the island. Then before we get there, we might say that for part two and all that. Shout it out to the homie Smitty Brim, aka Smitty Rock. But yo,
Strong to the
listen.
brand.
So bang. So all right. So you on the island. The temperature is crazy. You fight with the Mexicans, but you said this when you started to get your little rep up. So let's get into that. Like, how was it building that rep up on the island? Because nothing for nothing. Like me and you both. Like we ain't no big ass niggas. Like we little
Oh,
slim niggas
hell
and all
no.
that.
You know what I mean? Come on, fam.
Yeah.
I still a little bit muscle. I only weigh 170. That's the crazy part about that. I still feel
Word.
small. I ain't like I was when I was on the island. But back then, how I learned violence. You know what I mean? I love violence. That's the only way to respect violence.
Mm. Say
So
that
you gotta
again. Say that
love
one
violence.
more time.
I love violence. The only way to respect violence is with more violence. And that was the mind frame anywhere in the streets or in jail. So I came to adapt to that. And by adapting to that mind frame, you only dealing with people that's like you. So it wasn't no punks and no bitches. Everybody played their part. It was no back talking, then neither. You know what I mean? If you was getting your back stabbed. So it's like I only know about the real shit. You stepped out. You know what I mean? Wasn't no punks, no fake shit like it is now, because everybody could beat everybody. That's why
Mm.
I kind of fell back from the times, because now, yeah, like you said, the temperature is starting to cold. I'm putting on a coat now. And I'm like, damn, because the fakeness that's out here. And I'm like, I don't caught time for this, don't lost homies for this, don't gave up my kids for this feeling shit. You know what I
Talk
mean?
about it. Talk
Gave
about it.
millions to a nation, put people in places that shouldn't even put in places. You know what I mean? So I went through trials and tribulation for this shit.
Hey, yo, hold
But
on. Let me get a timeout real quick. While you just threw up that V. You just threw up that V. You reminded me of something. R.I.P. B.I.P. to the V. Rockstar Little Man. Word.
yeah,
Word. Salute to the homie, yo. Little moment of silence for the homie. Word. All right, so bang. So the temperature crazy on the island, like it's 9-3, like everybody walking around, niggas is adolescents, niggas is got points to prove, niggas is trying to show they ain't nobody's punk, like what's really going on in the bathrooms and when they calling for that fair one and all type shit.
if either your knuckle game was good or you had a nice sharp blade, man. That's what was going on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Biggie
Knuckle
said
game was good.
a wicked jump shot, or you slinging crack rock. My son
Right,
said a
right.
knuckle game or a mean blade. Word.
Sharp blade, man. That was going on. You know what I mean? See, I was a little buffalo, so I was quick to cut your throat, cut police. That's one thing about being B.S.V. You had to beg against police. So I was quick on it. I was like, they're gonna fuck me up anyway. And then with my case, I thought I was gonna never see the streets. So I made that shit my home for a little bit. I said, let's have
So
some
what was
fun.
your case? What was your charge, though, if you don't mind talking about it?
Man, I got locked up, going to buy some powder, and then get rid of robbery. I bangs out. Ain't no self-defense in New York. And a couple of people dropped, a couple of people got hit, and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I was 16 when I caught that case. I ain't come home till I was 26.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's the crazy part about that shit. So
I
I guess I grew up in jail, but that's where my mentality grew and started from.
word.
And
I but hold on, before we get right there, I want to back up because we still might hold on. Before I do that, shout it out, King Ahmed TV. Y'all go check King Ahmed. That's the young guard. The young guard got a fire show. King Ahmed TV. Check the homie out. Double R. Zeke Black. Salute. Thank you for pulling up. ASAP. Salute. Miss Playful. Hey, yo. Word, Miss Playful. Good looking. Thanks for pulling up. All right, but yo, let's back up now. So we running on the island all crazy. You running with, I mean, shout it out. Cam Stone, shout it out all crazy. All right. You getting your name up.
you can't forget Shaq, my baby boy Shaq.
Shout it out, Shaq.
Big
Word.
black ass motherfucker. That's my baby boy Hollis Queens right there. Me and him from the same neighborhood. Let me tell you, I'm gonna speak a little story about Shaq.
Talk
Shaq,
to him.
Shaq killed my boy, you know what I mean, back in the days. I don't want to spit his business like that, but it's like he from Hollis Ave, I'm from Farmer, so we had beef a little bit when we got in jail. And then when I told him I was Bloodstone villain, he said he was Bloodstone villain. We put our neighborhood shit up in the passage and start banging on the Rickets, and you know what I mean. So I got 100% love for Shaq. I know a lot of niggas from my neighborhood were like don't like that shit, but me and him built this villain shit together. Shaq
Shout
is
out
with me
Shaq
31.
Stone. Word.
Oh,
Word. John Shaft. Shout it out, John Shaft. Good looking, chill will. Good looking for the pull up. That's a fact. Salute to all of y'all, B. You know, love is love. I love all my supporters. That's a fact. You know, ain't no fake shit over here with Blocko. When Blocko said he love all his supporters, I love y'all niggas. Y'all niggas holding me down. That's a good look. But I so bang. So the island running crazy, you're getting your name up and all that, but now you hopping back out. When you hop back out, you said that's when you started establishing yourself in the streets. Let's go right there. Let's go right there.
Oh man.
And what year we talking about? And what high school and all that we talk? You went to Andrew Jackson? Where you went?
Now I went to Jamaica High School. You know what I mean?
All right.
Jackson didn't take me. That was my zone school. I went to Jamaica.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's your zone, right?
Nah, Jackson was my zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm from
that's what I'm
High.
saying. That's why I call Andrew.
But
Word.
for some reason they sent my ass to Jamaica. That shit was like a fashion school. Shit, I don't think I ever made it just for bus pass day. I was too busy selling coke with the with the niggas down the hill. That's where the money was, you know what I mean? Them balls niggas with the cars, and I was
I
trying to be one of them.
But hold
So
on, back up, because you say I'm trying to get you into a little bit, no freaky, without really getting into it, no freaky. But homie, you from a legendary hood, B.
yeah,
Like you, like coming
yeah.
up, B. You watching the Seven Crowns and all that coming up, B. Like you watching,
Oh, it was
you know what I
like a
mean?
game
Like
of yeah, niggas think Queens niggas was soft, but it was like a Game of Thrones in my neighborhood back then. You know what I mean? Niggas was swinging their swords, coming out with sharp rods. You know what I
word,
mean? So I remember
like
it was getting so hot one time. My mom was threatening to send me down south. She like, "Oh hell no, you was gonna be locked up again." She like, and I wasn't gonna come down here with my country bunkers. I was like, "Hell no, it's too slow down here for me."
baby girl Wendy, salute. Thanks for the pull up. All right, so yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's legends in your hood, B. Before they
Yeah,
was legends, like Seven Crowns. You seeing Fat Cat running around. You seeing Supreme running around. Like you seeing Bimmy running around. Like you seeing Frenchie, R.I.P. Frenchie running around. Salute the little Frenchie. Word, like you seeing all this happening, B. Like what's going on in your eyes as a little kid watching all these niggas walking through with the big gold dookie ropes on and the fly ass fila suits and Adidas suits and the Dapper Dan and all that. Like you looking at that shit like, yo, was that besides your pops, was that like the other role models? Like, yo, I gotta get out there and get a piece of that.
I couldn't really say like role models when you're in the limelight with it. You know what I mean? I ain't like I said. When you stepped outside, you only stepped outside with real niggas like you. So I didn't feel like they was role model. I felt like I was in the lane with them. I'm in the loop with them.
Mm.
I'm rolling up next to them as a little 14, 15-year-old, you know what I mean? That's why my gun had to go off in the streets. I'm pulling up in fucking 3 1/4 drop top, 14, 15.
Yo,
I'm
you see,
getting that
that's what
money
we
in the
gotta get
street.
to. This the part
You
where
know what
we
I mean?
gotta
Like,
get to. Let's talk about when Main
so
start getting to that bag, B.
I was getting to the bag at an early age, you know what I mean? Not because of no problems in the house. I just wanted to chase that shit, you know what I mean? Like A said, man, I love that shit. That this as far as with this Bloodstone villain shit. I love that shit. You know what I mean? I really believe this shit. I live that shit. When I shit red. You know what I mean? A V come out when I peak.
Let's
But
talk about it. 212 about it.
but
Mafioso funk.
like it's a lot of shit I want to say like that, but
I
a
mean, you
lot.
could 212 about it, homie. Just you know what I mean, be discreet about it. You know what I mean? Because this is shit that people want to hear. This what they pulling up for.
Um shit. I don't know.
All right, we
It's
gonna
just
leave it
the
right there.
point.
All right, so bang. Let's get back to you though. So now we seeing all the legends coming up. Your pops is a well-known legend. You then went to you done the little group home, little juvie shit. You then hit the island one time. All right, you back out. So now, like again, when we hitting the drop tops and all that, like what? How old we is? We 15 yet? 14, 15?
Yeah, I was like 15, 16, going
Now,
16,
for people
15.
that's in the chat, like yo, this little nigga talking about he was in a fucking drop top at 15. We gotta talk about the era. We
Yeah,
still in the crack
this is
era,
like
heavy.
94. This one the heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this the
Burr.
crack era heavy. This when niggas still had cheese lines around the corner.
Yeah,
This when you still had 20,000, $30,000 blocks, and that's just day shift. We ain't even hit night shift yet. You getting
shit.
like
I'm from Queens. We took bandos and made them crack houses and made sure them shits for 10,000 a shift because we did it like a job. And one nigga do 12 hours on this one, the next dude to do 12 hours there. That's how
word.
we do it. Like we took bando cribs, put a smoker up in there, and ran all the direction there. You know what I mean?
All
Had the
right, so
same.
boom. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's get right there. This is what I want you to focus on right now. Let's get right there. You done jumped out, right?
Yeah.
Now you're taking bandos and you forming your little team. Like, let's give us the mind state of a little shorty that's doing grown man. You're a grown man because anybody that's in that environment, You gotta understand, you could be a little teenager, a little 14, 15-year-old, but you playing grown man games, so and you moving and conducting yourself like a grown man. So
You
let's
gotta
talk
think.
about that.
You gotta think about everybody that's around my age, bro. We ain't had the internet to teach us, so we had to figure that shit out.
Facts.
So everybody was grown in my age group. Even if they did dumb shit, they was faster than the ones that's now. You know what I mean?
Look at
We ain't
Nari.
had
Hold on.
to.
Look at Nari. Nari said Southside, 146 in Linden. You got
Yeah.
your
Oh,
Queens peoples in the building. Double R Nari. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Aston.
yeah. But you gotta think. So we ain't have Google. We picked up a dictionary. So you really had to get it out there. You know what I mean? Like now, like these young boys swiping shit. It wasn't no swiping. We had crack houses. You know what I mean? We had this. Or we all like some of my pimp motherfuckers slugging on them. They had hoes. So that was my neighborhood growing up.
All right, so watch this. When you jumped out there, you had a nigga that was, we ain't got to call the nigga name at all. We ain't gonna call his name, but you had a nigga that was hitting you with packs, or you just, and you put your team together. Like, how that shit happen?
You know, like you crawl before you walk. I was a lookout. I was a lookout. You know what I mean? I just sit on the
Say that
crib. I
again.
was
You got to
young.
crawl before you walk.
You
Say
gotta
that.
crawl
Like,
before
you
you
got to
walk.
start
You
off
know
as
what
a
I mean?
pitcher
And
before you
in
become
the
the manager,
neighborhood,
nigga.
I wasn't no big dog stepping out. I made myself a big dog in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I started out as a lookout. Shit like that, 500 a week. That's a lot of money to a 14-year-old kid. I took that and got me a little car. I'm from Queens where things a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Word.
You see a nigga selling a car for like 1,200 in their driveways. Just a young nigga dropping that type of cash. My moms didn't give a fuck what was going on. So I'm just driving around. So now my status going because I'm a young nigga driving, getting money. Now I'm in your neighborhood. Now I got guns to buy because with the money I bought. Now I got homies. I'm just giving guns. Niggas love me. I took care of neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Come on.
All right, so watch this. Your team that you put together, you want to shout any of the niggas out? Your little clique that you had that time that was moving with you?
It is what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's understood. You ain't gotta say it.
Ain't
It
got to
is
say no
what it is.
more. Facto. Facto. Say that. All right, so bang. All right, so when we really start getting to the bag, like really, really start getting to the bag, I'm talking about like 17, somewhere around there. What we doing around that age, I Stone?
I'm sitting on the Rikers Island.
Say why. All right, so back up. How we catch that bit?
Yeah, I'm sitting on Rikers Island. You know what I mean?
All right. So your second time back up on the island and shit. What's this bit about?
All right, this that attempt shooting and shit right here on this one. This one I bailed out like I come back through in 9/4 August. So I sit Mars made bail like 9/6 July. Now during that conference time, this one I'm blood. I'm BBA at first. You know what I mean? Bump heads with Mad Dog BBA. SI had brought him home. He
And then
brought me
I back
BBA.
up you before you say that though. You gotta say who brought you home and how you came home. Even if you
I
don't want to
just
say who brought you home, how you came home.
I just said this 9/4 August. I bump heads with a BBA homie named Mad Dog. At that time it was only BBA. That was it. Wasn't no other hood. Or unless you claim UBN. That's a lot of people was claiming UBN and that wasn't even a hood or anything. But this how it was 9/4. So I come on a BBA, short stint. I get bailed out in 9 bigs. Doing that bailed out, I get caught with a gun. Vote bail, and I'm back on that bump heads with Todd Guns. And this is when the
Shout out Ty Guns.
this when the villain dynasty came. You know what I mean? This when I realized there wasn't that many of us, and the ones that was there, we was all pop. And you know what I mean? Shout out to all them old ones. You know what I mean? They know what it be.
All right, so boom, you first bum home BBA. All right, so bang. When this stuff, this is what the people want to talk about, because this what's on the thumbnail and all that, that almighty Bloodstone villain. So when this V thing pop off for you, and how that pop off?
That shit
You
popped
got the
all up.
ice cream man all up the block and all that. You know it's summertime. Niggas got the ice cream man out. But talk
That
to
shit
him.
popped. That shit popped up lovely because I know back in Farmers there was a couple of homies that was banging villain. You know what I mean? My little brother that's doing life for this, he was banging villain back then. So you know, it was just She Shine Valentine back then was so famous. So when you hear Bloodstone villain, it was like unheard of. But this is when your statue on the man you is, because of who I was able to live that. And there was 31 others like me. You know what I mean? You had to be about somebody to claim Bloodstone villain back then. You know what I mean? Either way, you wasn't no sucker. So that's what made Bloodstone villain so important and love. You know what I mean? That was when we was able to branch off and attract the people. You know what I mean? And to this day, we still like a legend. And it's just eagle men's, old men's go through egotistic minds.
All right, so do me a favor. Shout out some of them first 15 or some of them first 31s that was right there with you. Get them their
Oh
flowers real
man.
quick.
All right, first I'm always shout out the villain I mean, Dreamstone, Cam, Stat, oh Pookie
Stack,
Low.
shout out
You know
Stack.
what I mean? Stone. Come on, it goes on. Damn. A-Dog. Like Split Splash. Oh man. Low Dangerous. It's like wow. Ty Guns, I even shout Ty Guns out. You know what I mean? And when he was younger, he was like an idol at one point. You can't help what a man go through when he get older. Gotta work.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm,
I'm not gonna kick dirt on your legacy. I look at it. You put
mm.
me where I'm at. You know what I mean? You because of you, I was able to start something called Bloodstone Mafia and leave it to a bunch of young boys. I know a lot of young boys died for that mafia shit. You know what I mean? And a lot of young boys got it tatted and stained, and they lived that shit. They took that mafia shit to the peace stone. I seen that mafia shit cross this country. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, I started that shit with the help of others. A
Niggas,
lot of
that's a
brothers that
fact.
should be
Before
here.
I don't wanna get off the almighty real quick, but yo, Bloodstone Mafia be niggas was in Florida, niggas was in South Carolina, North Carolina, niggas was in Texas, niggas was in the mafia was
Yo,
all over.
when
B.
I
We
got
even
out of
had
jail, I was living like life like a rap star. So I was so under the radar because I call a homie up in Houston. He just next thing you know, I'm taking a plane or the bus ticket riding out there, and then I'm setting
that's
up
a
shop out
fact.
there, bringing home niggas dead. Then I go to Memphis, from Memphis to Mississippi. I'm so
That's
low
a
key.
fact.
Everybody like, yo, Stone, where you been? Where you been, nigga? I'm traveling the country like a rock star, like y'all should be doing. That's why a
All right,
lot of
so hold
niggas.
up before we get into Bloodstone Mafia, let's back up real quick. We still in the villain, right?
Yeah.
Shabang. You right there, Cam Stone shouted out, Stack Stone shot, they right there with you and all that. So so what's going on? Like, yo, in the middle of the war, like, is the war popping off with the Latin brothers and all that? What's going on at the time? And what yard you on?
All right. When the A.B.S.V started, it was me and Dick. Well, we in Comstock. Everything was Gucci. You know what I
All
mean?
right, so let's
It
yeah,
wasn't
right
no
there. Let's get
war.
into the story, y'all Stone.
Yeah, it wasn't no war back then, nigga. Dick ran the yard, I ran the other half. It was like front half, back half of Comstock. Dick was running the one whole half, and I'm running the back half. So you know what I mean? It was just lovely. We eating, we getting money in the yard. You know what I mean? Homies coming through, making sure they good. It was a couple big homies in the box, like Mandu, Quell. They was in the box. Comstock was
Shout out,
lovely.
man, dude. Brooklyn stand up the Ville. Shout out,
So
Shaquell.
I don't want to
Get
go
better,
deep
homie.
deep in the history of that, but I'm gonna keep it a little short. You know what I mean? A kite came through big hands. This when I was gonna be 8, and I was like, nah, I got a homie named G Light. You know what I mean? In Jamaica. You know what I mean? Throw that V up for him. The brother gonna make it to this country one day. And then E Wow, and they was in my ear like, yo, they started the mafia basically. I just stamped it. And when that shit stopped off, it was like I just bought the Crip head in fucking Comstock that sent me to Fishkill where I meet the brother Smitty Rock. Smitty Rock came along and the dynasty began. That was
All right,
2000.
you just called a name right there. Let's talk about a young scrap,
Yeah,
a young scrap pulling up on the yard and all that. Like
yeah.
you already so boom before the young scrap pulled up. What happened to your first cellies? Your first two cellies?
First one, I remember this that first time in the S block. So I pulled up. It was a black dude, Jamaican dude. I was like, yo, hit the gate. He hit the gate. I ain't, you know what I mean? Just banged on the gate like, get me up out of here. Second dude
You
was
say
a
you
young
got to
boy.
the kicking the gate, you kicking the door, B.
Yeah, he just hit the gate. I liked that. I ain't spend no energy or anything. But I'm in my prime. I'm like 21. I'm on muscle. You know what I mean? You look at me, you gonna hit that gate. You know what I mean? Like I'm 45 years now. It's crazy how I can say, damn, talk about that bitch wasting 20 something odd years ago. Damn.
Facts. A lot of cats ain't make it, B. A lot of
Yo,
dogs ain't make it.
yeah, and I got like I've been blood longer than some of my brothers and sisters. That's the crazy shit about this shit. Like I be seeing these young people out here, and I be like, they think I'm young too. You know what I mean? I'm not your age. I come with history and knowledge of this shit and the way I
But let it
move.
be known though, you ain't bum home. Like I ain't ashamed to say it. Like when I bum home, I was well into my teens, up about to be in my 20s and all that. But you like 11 years old when you bummed
Yeah,
home. Like you was shorty, you were younger when you
yeah.
bum home.
Good.
How you
That's
bum home at 11? Be like, what? Who brought you home? What happened?
it's like I ain't watch TV. I was in the streets getting money. So this is what I seen. I can tell you the truth. Red ain't my favorite color. Green is, but that red
Hey,
means something. You know what I mean? That red means something when you wore it. Like when you put that red on, you had to be about something. And I knew I was about something. You know what I mean? Like like now it's I don't even want to wear red because you ain't got the same meaning rocking that red like I did. It's not your fault. It's just the way this thing evolved. You know what I
hey,
mean?
hold right there. Not to get off point, but I'm glad you just said that. I don't. Yeah, I mean, you only like rocking red no more, cause you know me, I'm an old head and all that. B, so I didn't put my time in and all that. I'm inactive. I don't say I ain't. I'm not stoned.
Yeah.
I'm stoned to the bone, but I'm inactive, right? But watch this. I made a little story about this shit right here. I stoned back when me and my shorty was together and all that, separating all that now. But boom, we in an apartment complex. I'm about to me and my son, we coming out to do our little thing, do our little 1-2 for the day, our little get together and all that, right? So we coming out, it's a young boy like 14, 15. He banging heavy. He got the flag, he flanked up heavy. He got red chucks on, he flanked up heavy. So I hit the young boy, I'm like, young boy, you Damu? The young boy looked at me, son. The young boy said, nah, I ain't Damu, I'm blood.
Oh man, yeah, he
What type of the nigga looked at me, son, and said, I ain't Damu, I'm blood. Like you got, like you said, you had to be somebody to rep that red
yeah,
back. This is the point of this. You had to be somebody to rep that red back. Then you got niggas just throwing a flag in their pocket and don't know nothing about nothing. Now, if a nigga run down on you and pull that 555 and and you know what I mean, and now you in the graveyard, you know what I mean, you deep, you know what I mean, no freaky, and you died for something you ain't even know nothing about. You just threw the shit in your back pocket. Like, what the fuck is going on, B? Like
and,
that shit struck home when you say you don't even like the way red no more, like to wear red no more. That shit struck home.
it's the pain. You know what I mean? We OGs in this. We seen a lot of pain behind that color. You know what I mean? And to
That's a
see
fact.
people disrespecting it, I love this shit. Like my little sisters, all them blood. You know what I mean? They knew they just come on a visit, see me rocking. The homies love me. You know what I mean? They grew up watching me become blood. So I love the fact they blood. But the way they play with it, I'm like, come on, man. Maybe I'm old. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this you
That's why I
disrespect.
say we dinosaurs, B. Like we
Yeah,
dinosaurs right now, my nigga. Like for real. And
yeah.
then it's like the youngest really ain't even trying to hear when you like, nigga, I've been doing this before you came out
Oh,
your pop's nuts,
let
B.
me tell you,
Fuck is you talking about?
let me tell you about these young boys. You gotta keep that. You gotta up it. I'm talking
You
like
gotta
them.
up it.
You gotta up it, man, because they
Or have
ain't playing.
a mean
And,
fucking one
and
hitter
I
quitter,
like that
B.
shit. Like I said, the only way we respect balance is with more balance. So these young kids is loving that balance and respecting the balance with more balance. So as an old man, I'm gonna come and up it quicker. You know what I mean? Because like, damn, you know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna let you lay me down, and get a name off me. So with these young boys, you gotta up it quicker. Spank them sometimes. Let them know you ain't playing. Cause they don't believe it.
I definitely
Sometimes
believe in spanking
you
the
gotta
pup
take
sometime. That's a fact.
the fear out these young boys now. You know what I mean? Like how Prince and them did it back in the days when we was coming up. They took the fear out niggas, made sure they didn't want to go uptown blocks. So that's what I do to these young boys. I take the fear out of them. You know what I mean? Smack them up. Sometimes you gotta take pictures with their kids, let them know stop playing with this shit. I'm a fucking living legend out here. But they disrespect
So
this
hold on.
code. Disrespect this
You know I
code of
got double
ethics and
back.
gang shit. You know what I mean?
You know I
And,
got double back on this because you
oh,
just shouted the name out. Shout out Prince. Word, free
yeah,
Prince. You just shouted the name out. So again, like I said, you gotta let these niggas know like this is not a game. Like you
yeah.
came up around
It's
these niggas,
not.
Prince and Black Justin, all these niggas.
Hell yeah, they ain't play no games with it. You know what I mean? So I'm old school like that. So
Word.
a lot of fake ones, they rather hide behind this. What I'm seeing now, the social media shit, and bang like that. I'm still out here mobbing in the streets. You won't see me on the social media. You might catch me a couple times when you bring me on this shit, but most of the time you might see me in a city near you banging, laying up,
Word.
getting a little money. You know what I mean? Like damn, y'all niggas disrespecting this shit. You
Lola
know?
Montana shouted out. Word. Tavon Miller, the Lion, shouted out. Morris King, shouted out. Good looking on the pull up. All right, so hold on. We were speedballing it real quick. We got off topic a little second, but let's
Uh,
back up. So boom. All right, so
I
what's at the point when you almighty Bloodstone villain? Give us the time when we about to start doing the BSM thing, and what's going on? What's leading you to go start the BSM thing and all that good shit?
I started the B.S.M thing May 17, 2001. You know what I mean?
Hey, birthday! Let's shout it out to that date. Word.
I was in Comstock. Just like I said, I just popped off on the Brips, and I was down in the box. You know what I mean? Quell was down there. You know what I mean? G Light, we it's like they aired the whole fucking jail out, threw my ass in the box, and then got me out of there 5 days later, sent me to an S block. I ain't like that shit. And that's when the Mafia came out. Dick had GSV at the time. You know what I mean? Cam had Bloodstone Army at the time. It wasn't that many hoods, so we had to by us going to war with UBN now, so we had to beat him. Everybody that
Oh,
claimed,
that's what we gotta talk about right there before we get to that.
yeah,
The war with UBN. What's
yeah,
going on?
that was because we pulled out the nation, so it was like all eyes on us. Matter of fact, it wasn't that many of us, so we looking like damn. Every jail you
Was you
going,
was y'all the first to pull out the nation?
yeah, we was the first one when gun
Facto. You know, I know that.
gun
I just had
stepped
to
it
let the
out.
people know that. Get that out.
It was hard on for a lot of other brothers that was the other jails. See, me and Duke had Comstock. So it was love. All right, we out the nation. We went to every other hood to build. This is what it is. There ain't want no beef. But I can't say that for every other stone. You know what I mean?
I ain't mean to cut your knowledge, but getting out the nation, is this around the time niggas is finding out Mac ate the cheese, or this is before that?
I don't even know. I don't even want to get into that politics. It ain't even my.
I ain't
I was
glad.
worried about Stone. Yeah, everybody knew I was on some set trip shit. You ain't Stone to the bone, man. Fuck you. I only love the brims. You know what I mean? But I still had love for those that was a bang when we started this. But you know what I mean? Brims, you know what I mean? I always salute the Brims. Everybody else I got love for.
That's the brothers anyway. The hats the brothers anyway. All right, so
Yeah.
boom, let's get back though
Shut up. Yeah.
to the war, but and I mean to breaking up with the UBN.
Like I said, every job I burned through, there ain't nobody with no problems. Even when I was in the burb, every job I went through was stone red. I don't know, maybe God made it that way for me, but every jail I went through was stone red. I ain't never had no problem. Niggas was just paying up. Because I was on that, my foot on your neck is hard. You know what I mean? You pay up. If I'm beat, you definitely paying up. If I'm by myself, you paying up. That's how I was getting it. So either way, you paying up when I stepped in the jail. I was on that rent shit. Like I learned that lesson. You know what I mean? Nigga told me you gotta pay rent for your stay. You on my
Hey,
gallery, you pay up. You know what I mean? Everybody paid up. That's how I looked at it. Some niggas paid up just showing love. I was like, fuck it, I got accustomed to that. I'm paying rent now. So I got stay with a visit, stay getting something just because niggas paid up. I'm paying rent for bitches that niggas is in jail. That's what made me big, homie. I'm taking care of neighborhoods from sitting in jail. You know what I mean? That's how you get the love. A nigga love me, you paying your baby mom's rent, making sure she come up to see you. Just get that back and pay up. You know what I mean?
hey,
Come on for free.
set that out.
Yep,
Set
pay up.
the black to the B, shout it out. Double R, shout it out. All right, so boom, let's back up though. So boom, breaking apart from the UBN, everything solo. You get the okay. You know what I mean? Start the own hood. Let's start it off right now. Matter of fact, before we get there, let's back up to breaking up from the UBN and go from there.
I ain't gonna dwell on it much. We just pulled out and the shit grew like wildfire. A lot of people that got appointed to run hoods that wasn't even supposed to have power, got that power, and they did their thing. Last long though, but a lot of people got to learn they self and what it was to be in a strong up and coming nation. You know, it weakened us, yes, because a lot of people shouldn't have them positions had it. At the end of the day, the strong will survive, and that's why I'm still alive. You know what I mean?
Facto,
Back
facto. All right, so let's get to storing BSM, Bloodstone Mafia. Let's get to that.
Bloodstone Mafia, I love the Mafia shit. You know what I mean? Everybody that played Bloodstone Mafia, they love that. That ran the South. Like being Bloodstone Mafia was, you could pull up in any neighborhood, any state, and just like I said, I was a rock star. You know what I mean? Like yo, I started in New York. I'm in every fucking neighborhood. Every day, it ain't a state that wasn't claiming Bloodstone Mafia from the early 2000s to I want to say about until I shut it down in 2020. People start going other nations and this nations, and they forgot the fact that Bloodstone Mafia was a villain nation. But as years grow on, people get egotistic minded and want to go a different direction. I cannot go the direction I took an oath on, and that's a villain. So this would make me close a lot of shit down with that. You know what I mean? People gotta realize where we from. I can speak with some brothers that took their shit and forgot where they came from, but they still remember the day ones, villains. We was out there. You know what I mean? What we go? I remember going to a lot of jails by myself. Who was never a villain, so I had to be really stand tall and put this B.S.V on the map. It was something to be original 31 back then, and banging it and living it. I,
All right, so yo, what year B.S.M started on, and what year we talking about? Give me that birthday again.
I say 2001 Comstock, May 17.
And who was with you?
G Light, EY. Yeah, there's a lot of brothers out there. Oh man, pause. I can go back. I'm real old. You might think I'm Jesus Christ with this Bloodstone Village shit. You know what I mean? God damn, they were brothers that they may come up for years. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You got to give me another question. 'Cause I can go on.
All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to this. Let's talk about when this young scrap from Flatbush step in the building and all of that. After your last two cellies is out
Yo,
the door. Let's talk about that young scrap
yo,
who
Smitty,
became the man he is. Who became I'm proud of that man right there. Like I told something from day one, like y'all, no freaky, I feel your spirit. It's like a kindred spirit. Then I found out we 212 and then be like, oh shit, nigga, that's you. Like nigga, that's you. We're like, oh shit, but let's get to that scrapping that young buck right there from Flatbush. Pardon the ring, yo. It's too late for me to go inside. We on the live of Ostone. Y'all know I would shut it down, like run inside, but we ain't gonna shut it down. We're gonna keep this moving. But let's get to that young scrap right there from Flatbush.
you gonna bring him in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bring Smitty in. I got love for the
Smitty.
Smitty would put it on. You know what I mean?
Let's get to Smitty, yo.
Rock. I remember I wrote a rhyme. Well, this one we used to be bunkies. I said, it's under the level. You know what I mean? You know, maybe see levels.
Hey,
Hey,
Brim, if you want to pull up, you know, you welcome to Smitty if you want to pull up, homie. But yeah, Smitty.
I think we might have to catch him in the part two because I got to do a little bit of racing right about 7:30. So
All right. So that's about 8 minutes. So that's perfect. Yo, listen, good people. Thank you all for pulling up this part one. We
it's
ain't
gonna be
even touched the surface yet. We ain't even straight nothing yet. No freaky. We filling it out. You know what I mean? Y'all know I don't write nothing down. It's all organic. We just jumped out and made it happen and all of that, right? Because this is a long. This a long time in the making right here, right? Me and the homie been going back. Me and the homie go back for years, but
I
I
know you
keep bringing
good 20 years. You know what I
a
mean?
good 20 years, B. That's a fact. A good 20 years, B. So, but
Man,
anyway, during that whole 20 years, hold on, Smitty. It's up there, Smitty. It's at the top, Smitty. It's at the top. Well, yeah. Hold on, I'm about to get it, Smitty. But yeah, so that whole 20 years, there's a certain name. If y'all know, y'all know. We ain't gonna get into it, but there's a certain name that popped up that whole 20 years, right? And I'm like, yo, yeah, I respect the name and all that. You know what I mean? I shout out the name and all that. I tell my little pups about the name and all that. And come to find out, 20, 30 some odd years later, 20 some, 30 some odd years later, that person who was in that wood, no freaky, happens to be my G right now. And I got love for that nigga, be like he a brother and all of that. So shout it out to the homie, yeah. Word. Shout it out to Smitty Brim, yo. Word. There you go, Smitty. I just dropped that for you. I Stone had to handle something real quick. Pull up Smitty real quick. The rain is stopped. It's good. Word. Ain't that a coinky fucking dink, yeah? 20 some years, 20 some, 30 some years. I'm letting people know about this kid right here. This kid who helped start this B.S.M thing, right? And come to fucking find out, Smitty Brim, he was always Smitty, but he had another last name back then. That shit crazy. Hold on, go my G right there. They go, yeah, this, I see the smile on this nigga face right now. That shit crazy, bro. That's the craziest shit ever. Hold on. Word. What
What
must
up?
say?
Hello, hello. Yeah.
Salute.
Facts, facts, facts. That's my brother Maynard Stone, man. Good brother, man. Very intelligent brother. Very humble brother, man. Yeah, man.
It's
Maynard
not
Stone.
good.
Salute, my brother. What's popping, man? What's good with
Ain't
you, man?
good. It's good to see your ass, man. You see, you don't
Definitely,
age or
definitely,
nothing,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, you had to be there, man. If you know, you know. You
Hey,
understand?
yo,
Like
hold
this.
on, Smitty. Do me a favor, Smitty. He being modest. Because you know that's how the G give it up. Yeah, be humble dude right now. But give him his flowers. See, he don't want to give himself his flowers. Give him his flowers. Let him know who the G be.
Nah, Maynard Stone, that's the original 31, man. Exactly, the original 15. One of the first 15 on the Bloodstone villain and shit like that, man. True villain, man. The original Bloodstone Mafia, the originator, and I mean the founder, you understand what I'm saying? I learned a lot of discipline from this brother, you know what I'm saying? When I met this brother, I was a little wild. This
Oh,
around the
you
time I
definitely
really started
was.
getting into myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was a wild individual. I didn't want to read. I wasn't reading no books.
I
I,
got you reading.
yeah, that's my
Got
word.
you
On
reading and working
purpose.
out. I had you read and work out like,
You
yo,
had me read and it worked. I couldn't. It was like military school in there. You understand? It was some military. I was the He was the
You know, the
elder.
Stone's known for being one of the most militants. That's why I'm
yeah,
proudly Stone. We known
Right,
for being the
right.
most militant and standing on our square.
Absolutely, absolutely. So he was militant with it. You know what I mean? He had me reading different books, which opened my mind up to read other books. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like he was real, man. He was a real individual. You know what I mean? He kept everything on the board. He had a vision, man. It was a brotherhood. It was Stone Love. You understand what I'm saying? It was really Stone Love. You understand what I'm saying? And he actually
you
gave me
said it
my
right.
first. He actually gave me my first shot. You feel what I'm saying? As an Ola, um, within the between the die moves. You feel what I'm saying? He gave me my first shot. If you know, you know. I don't want to put too much business out there like that, but he gave me my first shot to lead. My very first shot. You understand? I got my very first rims fucking with him. You feel what I'm saying? Because he believed in me and everything. But Maynard Stone, one of the real ones, rare breed, man. It ain't a lot of them like him. You feel
Hey,
what
yeah,
I'm
that's funny you say that because I had some stars when I was 252, but I ain't had the rims. I got my rims fucking with something. That's a fact.
Right. Yeah, nah. Like I said, man, that was my first. So everybody might know me as Smitty Rock and shit up north and stuff. My name is Smitty, period. You feel what I'm saying? So, I put a
Yo,
lot of
hold right
pain.
there. So that's what I'm trying to tell your people in the chat. Like, there's a certain thing that go on when you do this thing that we do, right? And in this certain thing that go on, it be certain things, certain names that be in there that let you know these people are very important within this thing. So
Right,
me being who I am, when I teach my pups, I gotta shout out these certain names. You know what I mean? Like some of them I know, like I Stone, Teflon, Freddy Ruger, and all that. Shout it out. Pretty Blood, shout it out and all that. But it was one name that I was shout out, but I ain't know him. But
right,
I know he was important. He was
right,
Smitty Rock.
right,
Here go. I'm telling you, all my pups know about Smitty Rock. You know what I mean? The Ville know about Smitty Rock. You know what I mean?
right,
Columbia, South Carolina know about Smitty Rock. Charlotte,
right.
North
I
Carolina know
want
about
to shout
Smitty
out
Rock.
Tough, Stoneface. I was
Word,
shout out all the old mafia that
Nah,
word.
that's the
All them,
originators. That's the originators of this, man. That
yeah,
really came on, and like I said,
yeah.
things
Soldier.
happen.
Shout out
Things
all
happen.
y'all out.
Things definitely happen down the line and everything. And like I said, for his reasons and all that. But it's always gonna be
Yeah,
love for me.
OG Sonny
Man.
Blanco. I remember you had the whole North Carolina mafia out. You know what I mean?
Right,
mafia the
Remember
fuck
bumming up
out, kid.
there.
That's a
I
fact.
right,
remember bumming up there with nothing but mafias up there, throwing
right,
up there.
right. This a small world, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I just wanted to come up here and give Maynard Stone his flowers because he still remained the same
Do
person.
you, Brim?
He still remained the same person. I still see him in that
Yeah.
humble aspect, man. Like yo, he just a great brother, man. A great brother to be around. A great brother to learn
Yo,
from. You
trust me,
understand? A leader at heart, mind, and soul. Like I've been
trust me,
around with this. I've been around in the cell with this dude. You got to understand. I done slept with this dude countless
Yeah.
nights. You know what I'm saying?
No freaky.
We did a bid on, yeah, no freaky. We did a bid within a bid. You understand what I'm saying? Two men sharing the same toilet, the same shower. You understand? Eating at the same time, going through the same struggle. You feel what I'm saying? And he made my bid that much easier. He opened me up to a different path. I wanted to read more. I went to my next spot working out. I started to think before I reacted. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of things this man taught me on my journey that got me ready for the journey ahead. So I salute you, I Stone, man. For real, for real. You're a real one, bro. For real, for real. You know,
Like
I
I
send my
told
brim to the stone.
OG Sonny Blocker, when I caught you, I had about like 7, 8 years in. I was on my way out. So these are things I learned from a young you being in there. You know, I grew up 16. When I caught you, I was like 21. So I had
Fact,
like 5, 6 years in. I done
fact.
grew up in there in that adolescent balls and sat about fucking 1,000 days in a box. You know what I mean? Had to read and get myself right. So anybody amongst me had to be right. Like I told OG Sonny like the other day, when I
Right,
step out, if you ain't like me, you ain't gonna be around me. So I don't know about no fakeness because everything around me is real.
right,
You know what I mean? A fake nigga gonna feel some kind of way, so he gonna walk his ass around me. So
right.
you gotta be
Hey,
a real nigga to be around me. That's straight up and down. That's how the temperature is. You know what I mean? So I can't talk about fake. I can talk about the real ones that was in my circle.
Nah, real
I
talk.
gave it
Oh,
100% to this day. Like this kind heart got me stabbed 1,000 times. You know what? I feel like I'm Jesus Christ. I tell him I pray for him. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like
hey,
God damn, nigga, because you ain't killed me yet. You know what I mean? Like I gotta pray for the brother.
right.
You know what I mean? Only God knows when that happens if I see him again. That's the only thing I want to speak on. But I'm gonna get off this live. We're gonna
Yes,
do a part
my brother,
two.
OG Black. Yo, this was
Definitely.
a great one. Man.
It's
Salute,
gonna
man.
be
Not
another
alone, man.
episode. You know what I mean? I got a
Get
lot to
your
tell the
line from him,
world.
brother. I'm gonna get your line from OG Sonny Blackwell, man.
Um,
Salute, bro. You already know. Brim to the stone to y'all brothers.
you know, stone to the
brim to
breast.
the
Shout out
fucking
Pee Wee.
stone. You
Shout out
already
Pee
know.
Wee. It's a lot of people I want to shout out. You know what I mean?
Shout him out, B.
Nah, we just get off this. I gotta do something, man. Yo, oh,
Alright.
we're
But
gonna
yo,
have
holla at
that.
me. Holla at me when you're done. We go get everything right. I'm gonna talk to the people real quick.
Okay.
Alright. Salute. Yo, thank you, my G. That's a fact. Hey, yo, good people. Good people. But yeah, what I touched story I was telling you all about Smitty, right? So boom. So fucking yeah. I'm shouting out this nigga name for years. Like I said, I know I Stone, right? I know Tough, you know what I mean? Like, but I ain't never met Smitty, right? But I'm shouting son name out for years. All my pups at that time, they gotta salute the name Smitty Rock. Lo and behold, a few months ago, you know what I mean, this dude Smitty Brim pops up on YouTube. You know what I mean? No freaky. You know what I mean? I'm feeling his style. Like the brother look like he talking and he moving like he a solid brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, that brother militant right there. I like that. That's the same energy, kindred experience, spirits and all that good shit, right? So boom, I hit Smitty Brim last night, right? I text son, you know what I mean? Boom, shot him the little joint, the little flyer for the joint today and all that. That nigga hit me back like, hold the fuck on, son. You talking about Maine, not Stone? I'm like, yeah, that's my G. That's my G right there. Fuck is you talking about? He like, yo, son, that nigga pulled me up instantly. Me and son on the phone for, I'm like, nigga, you fucking Smitty Rock that nigga. Like, son, I'm Smitty Rock. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. But yo, good people. I appreciate you all, man. Appreciate you all for pulling up. Now, let me say this. We ain't glorifying none of this, but this is part of our history. It's part of our past. It's the trials and tribulations. It's the roads that we walk. You understand me? So it ain't like we bigging up or we glorifying nothing, but we giving you all the history of this. And like I said, we ain't even touched the surface because Stone had let me know earlier that he, you know what I mean, we go do it since we lined it up for Sunday. We go do it on a Sunday, but he had let me know earlier he had some shit he had to tend to. So, but that's why we ain't really getting in depth like we want to get in depth. But yo, listen, on part two, we go all the way in, let you know where this, you know what I mean, all my Bloodstone villain thing came from, let you know where this Bloodstone Mafia thing came from, let you know how, you know what I mean, where I slid in that, and without saying too much, no freaky and all of that, you know what I mean, let you know about the homie Pretty Blood. Shout out to the homie P, yo. Word, shout out to the homie P, yo. That's a fact. That I did a couple stories about P. That's all I'ma say. Shout out to the homie P, yo. Word. I ain't call them. Yeah, shout out. Anyway, shout out Ruger, Teflon, shout it out. On that note, Armor G. Word, on the Riverside Mafia side of things. Word, Armor G. Word, shout it out. T Mac, shout it out. Word, Mr. Mac. Word, who else we talking about? Teasy, word, shout it out. Word, who else we talking about? You know what I mean? The whole Riverside, man. Slim, word. I mean, everybody over there and all that, word. You know what I mean? But yo, small world, B. But you could die. See, this how you know. I said something the other day on one of my little preloads, right? One of my little stories. I was at work early. Remember, I was talking about the bombing and Bailey Circus. All right, some want to play in that lane. I ain't mad at them. Those who want to play in that lane, play in that lane. Their numbers be up. You know what I mean, all type shit. Play in that lane. I ain't mad at them. I congratulate them. But that ain't my fucking lane. My lane is a realist lane. You understand me? Like, nah. I said that shit a little while ago. Like, it's a lane for the realists, right? And then if you a realist and you only know how to be you and you ain't putting on no airs and you ain't stunting and none of that for the camera and none of that, right? It comes across. No freaky, you could feel it, right? So the whole time I'm watching Smitty Brim, I'm like, yeah, I like this nigga's style, B. You know what I mean? Word. Oh, the nigga from the bush. Hey. Oh, he was somebody. I hit it. Yeah, I like this nigga's style, B. Kendrick Spirits. Me and Smitty link up. You know what I mean? Start talking about this, start talking about that. You know what I mean? He always sharing my shit. I share his shit. We saluting each other on the shit. We exchange numbers. Now it's no more IG thing because nigga ain't got no IG. So we exchange numbers. Now we on the jack and all that. Come to find out this nigga the whole time. Fuck out of here. Some shit be meant to happen. You know what I mean? Words. Some shit be meant to happen, Brody. That's a fact. You believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like I know the brother believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you believe in the will of that, right? It's destined, B. That's a fact. Shit destined. Word. But yo, good people. Like I said, son always told me he had to do something earlier, but next week, we gonna give you the whole rundown on this B.S.M thing. Matter of fact, I ain't scared to say it. I'm gonna say it right now. And I wish he was here so we could tell it, but y'all know when Blocko speak, actual facts. Let's talk about B.S.M. You ever heard it was a famous rap squad, right? Called theyself B.S.M. Think about it. It's a famous rapper. Called himself, he was the head of B.S.M. Think about it. It was a nigga from Queens. It was a nigga from Queens that was down with them B.S.M niggas. It was a nigga from Queens. His moms moved him down there when he was young, like 13, 14 or whatever. So he kind of grew up in the A and all that. And he started fucking. I'm about to tell a story right now. Double up. What a coinky So anyway, so listen. So the young boy from Queens, his mom's moved him down there. Around this time in Queens, it's on fire. Just like around the time Ed Burns or whatever, R.I.P. had got shot. It's around that time. It's around the time it's jumping. It's on fire, right? All dope boys, if you smart, you trying to get out of town, especially if you was a heavyweight, you trying to get out of town, right? So this one lady, like this by herself, she a heavyweight by herself. Well, let's say she in the game by herself. But between her and her brother and the people her brother affiliated with, they heavyweights. So this young lady moves her son down to the A. She get the popping in the A, become a manager and all of that, right? The young boy, he start fucking with this one nigga. He start befriending the nigga, they get fly and all that, right? Eh, eh, B.S.M, the young boy B.S.M, Bloodstone Mafia, hence Waka Flocka, hence Little Frenchie, all them from Queens, right? Hence Gucci Man. B.S.M. That whole shit started as Bloodstone Mafia. That's a fact. Y'all know Gucci Damu. Y'all know Waka Damu. Y'all know Frenchie Damu. That whole shit started B.S.M. Niggas was like, yo, y'all got it. You know what I mean? After a while, niggas had a little pressure. And after that pressure, niggas started getting a little big, so the pressure broke. You know what I mean? Pressure broke. Niggas can't put your foot on niggas' neck forever, whatever. But niggas stopped sending that up. So when niggas like, yeah, they got to send that up. So they broke off from Bloodstone Mafia. They became Brick Squad Mafia. That's a fitty that. That's a fitty that. You heard? Word. Bloodstone Mafia. Niggas was everywhere, B. Niggas was everywhere. Las Vegas. Niggas all out there. Niggas all in Texas. You just heard the homie. He started it. I was a big part of that. You heard when he came to North Carolina, whole town. That don't be no bullshit. I be telling you, man. I was on the yard in North Carolina, my last bid. Whole yard. That shit was motherfucking folk and rip when I got there. The bitch ass nigga Black. Remember, I never finished the story about the bitch ass nigga Black. But the bitch ass nigga Black had it on Smash. Him and his people's not really him. He ain't having it on Smash. He just talked to go with. But his team had it. Nah, Blacko pulled up. Hold on. Y'all niggas go. But niggas, like I said in the shit, just when I thought I was out, niggas got, see, my shit went no or pretty. Yeah, no block or pretty nigga, no freaky. I try to be a pretty nigga sometimes. So, but my shit went no pretty on the yard. So I had my shit all dumb salt and pepper. I'm looking like Grady from Sanford and Son. My shit looking crazy, right? Niggas calling me Unk. See, down here they got some shit like the OGs. They call the OGs Unk. What up, Unk? Yeah, I mean, what up, OG? Yeah, it's on that type of time. But as soon as I put my handle out there, like a few niggas, oh shit, that's Blacko. Oh shit, but the one nigga Black, I already told you, gave you all that story, right? But yeah, listen, yeah, when I let the shit rock for a little minute, right? But then some click. Niggas like, yo, niggas trying to bring you out of retirement, son. Fuck is going on? These niggas trying to bring you back in the nigga. You can't now. If you go step back in, you can't step back in on a bench, nigga. You was an all-star. How the fuck you go step, nigga? Nigga, step back in real quick, captain of the team. Yeah, hold on, let me yeah, bang bang. We go do this. We go bang bang bang. Yeah, snatch poker tables, stop niggas from eating food and all that. Turn the whole fucking yard red. That's a flat. I made niggas go set it on they big homie. Oh, what? When you just folk, nigga, when you just rip, you 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 think the grass greener over here, right? You think you just go mosey your way on over on this side right now. Go eat that nigga, B. And don't play with that nigga. Go eat that nigga, B. Word, niggas when it ate they big homies. The fuck with Blacko. But you gotta understand, it ain't like I'm Blacko a gorilla nigga, like I'm all aggressive and nothing like that. I move accordingly. Niggas know when you come to Blacko side, you go eat. And niggas go treat you right. No freaky. We ain't said tripping. We ain't backstabbing. No freaky. You just heard what Smitty just said. That nigga raised him to be militant. Not raised him, he a man, but brought him up in the game, showed him the ropes and all of that to be militant. Taught that nigga how to read. I make mad niggas, yo, listen, every week, every Sunday on the yard, you had to come to me with a new book. I gave you a book at the top of the week. End of the week, we got to talk about that book. Word. We got to hear some about that book. We got what you learn, what you think about that. Word. That's what a big homie is. It's more than just sending niggas out here to eat niggas. If I can't teach you nothing, what the fuck you around me for? And if I can't learn nothing from you, what the fuck I'm around you for? Simple. It's that fucking simple, yo. It's that simple. So yeah, you heard what he said? You had to read, you had to work out and all that good shit. Yeah, same shit with my niggas. Yeah, let me hear what happened with fucking Huey P. Newton and all that. A word, a word. Yeah, what happened? What happened with Clarence? With Clarence 13X, Clarence Jarvis Smith Puddin, aka affectionately known as Puddin. What happened with him? Yeah, what happened with Malcolm? Yeah. Or what happened with this nigga Gandhi? A word, word. What happened with Nelson Mandela and all of that? Word, yeah. What happened in Hades during the revolution and all of that when they ran the French up out of there? And a word, Toussaint and all them niggas. A word, so yeah, it's what we do. It's what we do. It's more than just banging, nigga. You know what I mean? Back then, niggas, you had to move accordingly. Like you had to be about something. You had to stand for something. To be stone, nigga, was something by itself. And then when B.S.M took over, we had our reign. We had our reign. The reign stopped around the time Stone started rocking with the Gorilla Nation and all that good. You know what I mean? Yeah, we had our reign though. I can't hold that word. But yo, we go get it. We go get more in the depth though. We go get more in the depth next week, next Sunday. We go break the whole shit down and let you know how I play. But yo, let it just be known, like yo, when you hit Blocko, my stories be actual, factual. You know what I mean? When I talk about it, I talk about it. You know what I mean? Like at once upon a time, it was a different Blocko. Nah, back up. I was always the same Blocko. Just like I went hard out there. That's why you see me now. Blocko always talked about he had work. You'll see me sometimes I turn the camera on. I be right there with the little drill in my hand or screwdriver or something, Mr. Handyman and all that on the job and all that, right? So, yo, just like I went hard out there, I go hard on the other side of things. I'm still the same person. You never change who you are. People say you change. I don't believe that shit. Nah, nigga ain't changed. You got positive and you got negative in you. If you focus on the negative more, niggas gonna say you change for the worse. If you focus on the positive more, niggas gonna say you change for the better. It's as simple as that, but you ain't changed. You just focus on what was already in you. You just focus on what was already in you. You heard? But yo, next week, good people, pop out with your boy. You already know. OG Sonny Blocko. I got a story to tell. I'ma keep some shit for y'all. You heard? I'ma keep something for you. You heard? Good people. Salute. Word. Word. Let's see who in the building before I get it up. Give it up though. Let me give it up real quick. Benzo, thank you for hanging with me. Double R, thank you for hanging with me. Ming, thank you for hanging with me. Tavon, thank you for hanging with me. Who else was in the building? Reed, thank you for hanging with me. Word. Who else was in the building? Chill Will, thank you for hanging with me. Word. Big Cat, that's the homie. Thank you for hanging with me. Word. Let me put my glasses on so I can see how to get up out the building and all that good shit. Good people. It was a pleasure. I hope y'all learned dark skin beauty, Rob Jimenez. I'ma forget your dark skin beauty and Rob Jimenez. That's how you guys say Sundays. No freaky. Rob Jimenez. Hey yo, word, double R. You already know. South Passe. You already know. Yo, listen, good people. Thank you for pulling up with your boy, right? Go enjoy your weekend, your Labor Day weekend and all that. You know what I mean? Don't get too fat. You know what I mean? Don't get too drunk. None of that good shit, right? Easy, good people.